Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a picture based on the YouTube Artist Collective theme, which is Grimm's Fairy Tale. Even though I'm not a member, I just thought that this prompt was really cool, and I researched a number of Grimm's fairy tales and I decided to go with a fairy tale that I had never heard before. The fairy tale is called The Glass Coffin, and it's about a tailor that gets lost in the forest, basically, and a stag brings him to a big wall, and then inside of this wall he finds just this amazing and ornate and beautiful bunch of glass and bunches of trinkets and all this, and then inside one of the glass chests is a beautiful maiden. So I decided to do that, where he finds her and she's resting inside of this coffin, I guess, and the stag behind them, and at the end you'll have to read it. Ends up having a good ending. So I used watercolor for this and just Copic multiliners. I was planning on using some new Copic brush tip multiliners because I ordered them on Blick just to get free shipping, really, and I was like, oh, this would be kind of a cool thing to use, but they are not waterproof, so I'm glad I decided to check that. I figured since they are Copic, just like the, regular multiliners, they would have the same ink and would be waterproof as well, but they are not. And I'm glad I checked before I ended up inking this piece with those. So for this piece, I wanted to keep everything pretty light and dreamy looking. So for her skin and the roses, I did them very, very peach and quite vibrant of a peach, but I left the rest of her skin very white and pale. And I did her dress in kind of a light blue and a medium sky blue, just to kind of keep that glass and cold kind of feel within the picture. At the end, I add some sparklies to it because everything's better with sparklies, especially in fairy tales. This picture took me not too long to paint, I guess, maybe a little longer than normal just because it's bigger. It's on the 11 by 14 Strathmore readycut watercolor paper again, and I really like painting bigger. I feel like I can get more detail and just better strokes in something that's just a little bigger. I would like to start working 12 by 16, but I don't have any paper that size. So for now, I'll be doing the 11 by 14. I feel like I could have executed this a little bit better. I had been planning for on and off for maybe a day or two on what I was wanting to do. I knew kind of for about a week what story I wanted to do this on, but I was not really designing anything, so that's my bad. I am okay with how kind of the bottom of the illustration turned out where the characters are, but the top is just way too blank, and I should have maybe added some sort of texture or pattern or something else to it other than just a graded wash and the stag silhouette. But ultimately, I think it turned out all right, and I really enjoyed painting it. It was fairly quick to do, and the inks were pretty easy to do as well. I just wish that maybe I would have thought through the top of the painting a bit better than I did. So I think this theme turned out really cool, and I'm really excited to watch everyone else's videos. And if you made a video based on the YouTube Artist Collective theme, let me know. I'm really interested in kind of just seeing what stories people picked, what people did with those stories. I intentionally chose a story that it didn't have like a Disney movie or any movie, at least that I am aware of, based on it. Granted, I don't really watch many movies, so I wouldn't know. I'm sorry if you can hear my puppy barking in the background. She's going crazy. Oh my goodness. Also, I got some new artist tape. It is white. I feel like the white really helps. It's less distracting than the blue tape I had. And the blue tape I needed to replace anyway because my crazy barking puppy, she got a hold of the tape and chewed a bunch of holes in it. And you can probably see that in my previous video with the line art and my next video, which is going to be the coloring of that line art. Just the tape has a bunch of holes in it and it's not doing so great. So I got that replaced. I also got 2 new colors in the Daniel Smith watercolor line, just some convenience colors that have really cool granulation, and they're really fun to work with. I decided to just buckle down and buy that 238 dot card Daniel Smith has. I just got it off of Amazon, and oh my goodness, so many of those colors are beautiful. I'm just gonna mark those off, and I'll be prepared when Christmas comes around. I'm gonna know what colors I want. Really though, they're so beautiful, and I use one of the colors on the roses at the end. It's kind of like a maroon kind of color. It's fairly light, but it's made with a genuine stone, so it's so sparkly. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty, and it looks great. It's probably hard to see in the video, all the sparkles that I add. But in addition to using some of those paints, I also do the Finetec mica watercolors. So what you see me using to fill in the black of the stems of the roses, that's just run-of-the-mill water brush. I got it at Michael's for like a couple bucks. It was in the scrapbooking section, and I filled it with my favorite ink, which is the Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star matte ink. It's super waterproof, and it's very, very dark. I really like it a lot, and it flows really well with this water brush. I had actually had that water brush just stored away since I moved, so I haven't used it in months, and it still just flowed really, really well. I decided to use it on the male character because I felt like he just wasn't standing out really enough, and he just needed some bolder outlines. I figured the girl in the glass chest she was fine with the really thin lines, simply because she is underneath glass, and I kind of wanted to emphasize that so her lines could be a little softer and a little more delicate, but I felt like he was kind of getting lost in the background. I also kind of wish I would have made the stag silhouette bigger, and originally I was also planning to do the gradient in the stag instead of doing it around him, but I decided at the last moment, since it was a white stag and it very specifically says a white stag, I would do him as just a white silhouette and do the gradient around him, just in this very cool soft blue again, since they are in a glass hallway. I believe in the story it is a hallway. But really, this was super fun, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click subscribe and hit the little bell button so you can be notified when I post videos. I also do have other social media. They will be listed down below. I'm on Instagram and Twitter and all those fun things. This piece will also be available on my Etsy for purchase, and pretty soon I will be getting prints up as soon as I get everything squared away with the printer. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.